Hello.
Hello.
With me, Miss Fearsome, Lisa, and Becky.
And Milo.
And Milo.
And Milo.
Little Milo.
Don't forget Milo.
The little lamb. We've only got one person so far.
I was just googling a little bit more background because
I was gonna say
seen the one documentary.
Yeah. So we're obviously here we're going to discuss the JonBenet Ramsey case, and it's Lisa and Becky's first time. They've not heard of this case before tonight. We watched a documentary before we started here, and we've not discussed anything either.
Made notes.
Yeah, Becky's made notes. But
studious as ever.
the one that we did watch tonight left out quite a bit, because I've seen stuff before this and they'd left out quite a lot of information. So we're going to go over that as well. So what have we got so far? Bebeyan Harvey, mine isn't working. What isn't working? You're like, sorry if the camera's like boing 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 like that, because it's on a
Boing.
it's on a thingy that makes it go boing boing.
A trampoline.
Yeah, a trampoline. So, girlies, shall I explain the bits that they missed out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that.
Because when I suggested this, hello ladies, hello. When I suggested that we watch this one in particular and discuss this one in particular, it was the first one that came to my head. A, because obviously it's just mental, like the amount of evidence and I can't think of words, help me out.
For what?
What's the end of your sentence? Will help you fill in the middle.
It's just help me out what I'm trying to say, even though you have no idea what I'm trying to say.
No.
Hi Andy. Oh, hi Andy.
You're on the live stream.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Now I've lost what I'm saying. Basically, right? Okay,
You don't have
guys.
evidence.
The documentary we watched tonight completely left out any mention of the brother Burke as far as being a suspect.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Like he wasn't even involved in that documentary, really,
No,
was he?
no.
Nothing was said about him.
Only about that he was asleep, supposedly.
Yeah. When
Supposedly
That's
asleep.
all they touched on, yeah.
Well, because when I first mentioned it to you, I always said to you, I said, "Oh, I think it's the brother." That was like the first thing that I said, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
But there was no talk of him.
Is
Well-
everyone familiar with the case?
Well, yeah, this is it. I'm assuming people are. I mean, there's 6 people watching. Yeah. So do we go over, because we're not any like kind of professional criminologist talking people at all. This is completely casual and completely like chilled out. So should we go over the case?
Yeah, I think even if it's just a brief run through, that would
Yeah,
be good, just in case.
do a brief
A
like,
recap.
recap
Can
of
you
the
do it,
story,
Becky?
basically.
Well, from what I got from the 1 hour documentary I've seen, because you've seen a lot more than me, that there was a 6-year-old girl in 1996 who was killed on Christmas Eve and left in the basement for her family to find. And that's as much as the facts that we got, wasn't it? Everything else was very, could be this, could be that. Was it the family? Was it an intruder? There was lots of evidence, but there was also lots of things that didn't happen that should have.
Oh well, yeah.
Lots of like protocol that was missed, I guess.
Andy thinks it was either the father or the brother.
Yeah. Well,
So that's like the basic recap,
So-
I guess, from what we saw.
from what they missed out with the brother, is that apparently Burke was quite sort of jealous of JonBenet and the attention that she got.
Right.
And he had kind of a behavioural problem where he would lash out. And this is going from my memory from quite a long time ago. And that night, Burke was eating some pineapple in milk or something before bed, because it was something that he ate. And JonBenet went over and had a bit of it, and that like caused him to like become like really angry.
Right.
And so the theory was that he grabbed the flashlight Because they didn't even mention that in what we watched, did they?
No.
He grabbed a
Just-
mag light and whacked her over the head with it. But
But what about the taser marks? Because she had who has a taser? I'm sure he doesn't have a taser, does he?
how old was Burke? He was only a couple of years
He was
older, wasn't he?
2.5, 3. She was 6.5 and he was 9.
Yeah. So you've got to think like what a 9-year-old would be capable of.
Yeah, wouldn't have had the strength to necessarily
But also,
crack her skull with
like
one
that-
swipe of a torch.
that implement of like string wrapped around the
The
paintbrush,
Yeah.
that's not really a 9-year-old kind of thing to do,
No,
is
or the
it?
taser. They didn't have a
And
taser.
remember, she was sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and DNA not from the family was found on her person. So there's too many factors, isn't there?
It's mental.
The brother could have hit her over the head, and it's the same night that an intruder broke in and assaulted her. Bit of a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't think that's likely.
They insinuated that the blow to the head was like severe, and in the
Biebernet.
X-rays.
Is it Biebernet?
I don't know. How do you pronounce your name?
Biebernet?
Bibian.
Bibian.
Bibian Harvey.
She thinks it's the brother.
Yeah, everyone seems to think family, don't they?
Yeah.
Because my theory is that the brother did it and the parents tried to cover it up. Because they were quite high status in the community, weren't they?
I mean, they didn't mention the brother in what we saw, but even just from the
Hi, Johnny B.
pieces you've mentioned, that's the impression I was getting.
Hi, Johnny.
You look at the way the parents behaved on camera, like, but then they showed us footage in this documentary. The mother was filming some sort of like 90s version of a vlog, wasn't she? Of like, welcome to my home, this is my Christmas tree and all this. She seemed very camera ready, and if she did pageants and so did her daughter, she probably got that sort of camera smile ready to go. You know, it's always like
Persona.
persona of like a front. And if because they said the weird thing was that within a couple of days they weren't banging on the police door looking for answers. They were on CNN doing an interview, and every time they showed footage of them like walking to and from court, they seemed to be like smiling and laughing and like weird. It's weird behaviour.
I personally think that the family is very odd, but I actually don't think that they did it. I think I liked the idea of that cop that came in and was very much like, let's look at the basic facts. It was easy for somebody to have actually broken in.
Yeah.
There was a taser involved. Like, it seemed like it was logical that somebody could have broken in and actually done that.
Mm.
He's a cockapoo. Someone's asking if he's a brother.
Oh yeah, he's a cockapoo.
He's a cockapoo.
Yeah, definitely. And
Hi,
and
Outram.
the way that they showed the intruder possibly getting in, it was too easy. But they said there was something like 40 odd sex offenders living within like a 20-mile radius of the house.
Yeah.
Well,
I
surely
mean,
they
like-
would have had DNA samples and tested them against the DNA found on her.
You
So-
think
Yeah.
so?
You
But
would think so.
Also, that's a lot to happen to a little girl and nobody hear anything.
but, yeah.
Isn't
but then
Like, is that, although if they did knock her out, then basically
she might not have made any noise.
she might not have made any sound at all.
Yeah,
from
because
the-
it could have been that when she came back
Or they-
round, that's when they strangled her.
Yeah, or they tasered her straight away.
Yeah.
And then she was out from the taser, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I've never heard a taser go off. Like, I imagine it not to be quiet. I imagine it to be quite loud.
I don't
That
know, but if the
somebody
family
might-
was asleep, would a short loud noise be enough to...
Yeah, I'm not
Wake
sure.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then
Call me
there's
B. Okay, B.
BB.
BB.
There's the issue of the ransom note, and the
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. The 3-page story, ransom note.
it was weird writing.
It was.
It was like a kid's writing, and it
It
was,
was.
done with it was done with the paper from the house.
Yeah.
Because we said, oh well, maybe they wrote the letter and brought it with them, but it was clearly said in the
They said it was the
documentary
pad-
that it was the pad from the
pad,
house.
yeah. But they said it looked like somebody had intentionally done dodgy handwriting.
Mm.
But they also said that a lot of the language in the note was from films of the time. Now, would a 9-year-old have seen a load of those kind of films?
Well, exactly. They were old persons, adult films.
Yeah. So then has an adult racked their brains in a panic for what to put in a ransom note and rambled because they're freaking out?
Johnny B says choked holds can be quick and quiet.
And especially if you're doing it to a 6-year-old as well. I can
Yeah.
imagine it wouldn't take that
But
long.
they did say that they thought she was alive because she was.
Yeah.
There was like a struggle of her trying to get off the.
They said that's how the garrote
The
would have
rope,
tightened
yeah.
as you lose consciousness.
Yeah.
Andy says it all depends what type of taser back then. If it was short taser, you won't have heard it basically.
Right.
So.
I mean,
that's
and
a
who knows
possibility.
where it happened? Did it happen? But then she had so many different injuries. They could have happened.
Yeah, there was. I wonder if in this day and age they would, like, technology would be able to tell them what happened first.
But this is the problem, isn't it? Because the crime scene was just completely contaminated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said the ransom note was being passed around between all the family members, friends. They had loads of friends in the house. People were cleaning and making toast and everything. And the police didn't clear the scene because they said it was the family's support system. So they wanted them to have them there.
Yeah.
But actually, they should have immediately cleared the scene and interviewed the family separately. But none of that happened. So anybody could have been there, couldn't they? Anybody could have.
Yeah.
You know. They also said that the sum of money asked for in the ransom note was the exact amount that the father had received as a bonus. Maybe
yeah.
a friend knew about the bonus. A friend happened to be there that day cleaning something he didn't want seen.
Potentially.
You
That's
know.
interesting theory.
See, my thinking is to think of it as being the Burke killed her with the mag light. The parents obviously found out about that and then started the process of trying to cover it up and trying to make and stage it.
Yeah.
Because you've got downstairs in the basement with the window.
Do you think they seem that messed up though? That then they'd go to the extreme of they'd have to taser her, they'd then have to sexually assault her with that paintbrush,
Yeah.
and then make
Garrote.
that. Yeah, what's it called?
Garrote.
Garrote.
Like carrot.
Carrot.
You know, it's not at all.
Like Pavarotti.
Pavarotti.
Like. No, it doesn't matter anything else, does it?
Like
Forgot.
Parrot. No.
Parrot.
It doesn't rhyme.
Oh, Liz, do you remember a scarrot?
Scarrot leads. That's what my mum used to call it.
I know. But
A
you and
scarlet.
I had a massive, not argument, but a disagreement in the pub years ago. Because you
I was
know,
probably backing my mum. I
yeah,
was like, yeah, scarrot lead.
Scart lead. We were trying to explain to you, Lisa, that how Scart was spelt, but you were convinced that it was pronounced scarrot. Like, how?
That's come from my mum.
Scart, Scart.
She also says Dethor, doesn't she?
What's
Yeah,
that?
instead of defrost.
Instead of defrost. Like, if you were thawing something, she says Dethor.
De-Thor.
Yeah.
That's what she says, right? 'Cause Luke says it.
Mhm.
No weird.
No, it makes sense.
A logical mistake.
Mm. Yeah, because in the basement, remember, there was that suitcase by the window, as if placed there
To climb out.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, those things
Yeah.
make sense. The opening the window, the putting something around her neck, even the note makes sense as a staged panic cover-up.
Yeah.
The other things are too messed up.
They don't make sense,
Yeah.
do they?
No.
Because what's the point? Because they didn't have to do all of that to her if she was already dead.
No. I mean, if the brother could have done stuff with the paintbrush if he was, like, really on the verge or having some kind of breakdown and anger and you know, but the fact that there was someone else's DNA, that's not, you can't account for that if
Yeah.
the family did it.
Rob says, I think there's a good case to be made that Burke did it and what the world saw was two parents trying to save their only child left.
Yeah, I think that's a really good theory.
Yeah.
But where's this other DNA come from?
Yeah, there was foreign DNA.
Yeah.
Where
And
was
then
the DNA found?
And like I say, I just think, like, why would they be... Why go so extreme to make those other injuries?
Yeah.
If Burke hit her with the flashlight and she was dead,
Yeah.
then why do they need to do all that? Why would they need to sexually assault her?
Yeah.
Or to make it look like a
But I don't know that a
But-
parent could
but-
have done that to their child in a cover-up.
Plus, you just...
But if you're willing to
make
cover
it look
up
like
in
a
the first
murder,
place,
they wouldn't need to do those things, would they? Because she was dead anyway.
Yeah. The DNA was found in her underwear, and later
Under
on
her
her
nails.
trousers. They found years later. I think you dropped off at that point. When they had
Drop the kids off.
no,
Have a
fall
ball.
asleep. They had
On the sofa.
some more technology to find DNA, and they found some additional DNA of a second person.
Oh, not even the same one that was
No,
under her
but
nails.
Both were not family members.
So it could have been 2 people.
That's what I'm saying. They said of 2 people, of 2 non-family members.
This is why I just don't think it was the family. I just think the family are weird.
Yes, Rob, I agree. Read that one.
DNA is easily transferred, especially considering they'd been at a Christmas party and were there in their clothes.
Mm.
Right, so it could have been...
Could have been then transferred.
Still could have been the parent and transferred onto their clothes and then transferred onto her.
That's how easy
But
it is.
onto her underwear. And they didn't specify what kind of DNA, did they?
No.
Like, were they implying that it was fluids, or was it just some dust?
BB agrees
Yeah.
with Rob about the DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Well, either about the DNA or about the Burke doing it and the parents trying to save Burke.
Yeah.
From what I watched from that other one that I watched years ago, that's exactly the conclusion that I got to.
So did you say that you watched interviews with Burke?
There is an interview, because I didn't play it to you because it would have been irrelevant, because I wasn't able to tell you what I've told you now. But yeah, there's an interview, and it'd be interesting if you wanted to watch it tomorrow, whatever, whenever. Yeah, where they're basically interviewing him and asking him, and he acts very strangely. But then there's the argument that he's just nervous when you see him.
So how old is he in the interview? Is he still young,
In
or
his
is it like a
20s,
more
I
recent?
think.
Right, so it's a lot
It's a
later.
later
Yeah.
one.
So, and do we know, was there any like records of him being mentally unstable at any point since, like between the interviews and since the
I can't
incident?
remember.
Because if he was a psychopath and it was like an early outburst of that, it would be unlikely that would be his only outburst.
Yeah, but that was it. Like, he did that one thing.
Yeah.
Unless it was just like hatred and jealousy towards.
Unless it was simply
JonBenet.
didn't realise his own strength hit her.
Well, being a 9-year-old, yeah.
Yeah,
He probably just got angry,
just lash out. Yeah.
grabbed what was near, and just whacked her one round the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a pretty big, like,
If
chunk
I
in
was
her head missing.
Yeah.
a
In the
police
X-ray.
officer back, I wouldn't be able to let something like that go. Like, how do they let that go?
You're one of those
Like,
people in
I
those cop
have to-
shows that goes nuts and puts pictures all over the wall.
Yeah,
and
that's
starts
me.
With the
drinking.
string.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely me.
And then becomes an alcoholic. Gets addicted to drugs.
And buys a trench coat for no reason.
Yeah. And everyone thinks you're crazy.
Everyone thinks that anyway.
What's everyone saying? Is that the general consensus? It's the brother.
Yeah.
Everyone's pretty much said the family. But who would you put it on if you had to?
Well, going off only what I saw, it does. I think the parents' behaviour is weird, but the what was his name? Lou
John
the cop.
Smith. Lou Smith.
Lou Smith,
Lou Smith,
the investigator, made a really strong case for an intruder. There was a boot print, wasn't there? The high-tech boot. And the fact that there was a taser, but there was no taser owned
he
by the
climbed
family,
through the
or that they could have
window.
got rid of it.
Yeah.
The window was left open, but then there were cobwebs that weren't disturbed, which
And it was
if
a
it was
small window.
staged, then they wouldn't have been. But if you are planning to sneak in, you would be careful to sneak through.
You'd be sneaking.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be bashing against the sides.
Yeah.
But it was a small window.
Yeah.
If I had to pick, I would say it was not the family.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they would have been capable of doing that extra stuff.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
But like,
I can't make any sense
It would
out
be
of
unlikely.
why they would do all that extra.
Yeah, it would be unlikely that the brother hit her, she went to bed, a sex offender came in, assaulted her, then the parents came back, found her dead, and then staged it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just too much to happen
The only
to
way
one
I
person in
could,
one night. Like,
the only way I would agree that it was a family member was if it was one family member that did it in the night and then just went back up to bed and left it all set up, but not multiple, not more than one family member. Like if the brother did all of that and then just went back up to bed.
No, the brother wouldn't have been able to do all of that. He was
No.
9 years old. But then if you're willing to cover it up in the first place, how far are you willing to go? If
Yeah.
it means that much to you to cover it up.
yeah,
What-
and whoever wrote that note has obviously watched a lot of films
Yeah.
about ransoms and kidnapping and stuff, so maybe had got ideas. Maybe it's not just, you know, language from the ransom that they got from the films. Maybe it was also ideas of how it happened and what to do to make it look like a kidnapping, or you know, it could have been. Yeah, there's so many things. But like I said, we never saw any interviews on the brother, so we're only hearing stuff like from you and people watching. So,
Yeah.
just going off what we saw in the interview, they made a really strong case for an intruder, but the family are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. You don't need to. We don't know enough about the family.
Yeah.
But then things can always be blown out of proportion. Like take the Madeleine McCann case. For a long time, I got sucked up by the whole media thing and saying, "Oh, they've got something to do with it."
Yeah, you only can go by what they show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not the detectives.
But-
we don't have all the facts. We just get what
I've
the
watched,
angle we're told.
Yeah, but then I've watched stuff on it, and now they've caught somebody for it, haven't they? There's a bloke in Germany, or a German bloke.
Oh really?
Yeah, they've actually pinned someone for it, because people get carried away when it actually could just be the simple thing of someone literally just coming in and taking her.
Mm.
Why does it have to be anything else?
He said if the brother did do it, surely the father helped cover it up. Either way, the family still was completely strange.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
They just acted weird. Even
Yeah.
in the interviews afterwards, like, they just...
they did.
It didn't seem like a grieving family would act.
No, it's strange.
That's just had their child...
Brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
They were
also,
too calm.
do you
They were
remember the detective? that-
psychosis. So
Hey. So, the detective that got left there, and she said when the father brought JonBenet up from the cellar, that she held her gun tight and was counting her bullets.
Yeah.
She felt scared.
Yeah.
Like so,
she
they
had a
must
weird
have been,
vibe, didn't she?
But they must have been acting weird for her to have felt like that.
Yeah. Maybe.
You wouldn't feel like that in a normal family that was.
Who was it who told the dad to go and look around the house?
It was her. And he took, or it was the mum, and he took somebody with him, didn't he?
His
A
friend.
friend.
Was
And
that a
then
witness?
I don't know.
But
Someone
that
to
friend,
back up.
Was that friend not the woman who had the gun?
No.
No, she's a
She was the
copper.
copper.
Okay.
And then they brought JonBenet up, dead, and put them on the living room floor.
Yeah, and messed about with the body and that, didn't they?
Oh god.
And then that's when she was like, she held her gun tight to her because she wasn't sure if she was going to leave there alive.
Because she felt like something was
But
being
who-
staged.
Yeah,
like
who would
they
feel
were
like
pretending.
that in a normal
No, you
a
think
normal
that
grieving family?
they would find the body and you'd hear, "Oh my god, oh
What's
my god,
going on
oh,
here?"
panic," or-
Not used to this. It's usually just me in bed just talking bollocks. We're talking about the JonBenet Ramsey case, just for a change.
Yeah, we watched the documentary, didn't we?
I really need a wee.
Come on, my love, good boy.
Oh, Milo.
He's getting a bit
The
squished in the
baby.
cushions.
Hello.
He's sleepy. He's normally in bed at this time.
Yeah.
He's like, "What were you all doing awake?"
What do you think, Milo? What do you think happened?
You don't care.
Any thoughts?
He just likes bones.
Bones and balls.
Bones and balls.
That doesn't sound good, does
All-
it?
all the bees.
That's a different episode.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Good boy. Can't see him now behind Sarah's head.
But yeah, I would struggle to just like let stuff like that go without finding out. Oh, big catch.
Earthquake.
Camera technical difficulties.
Experiencing some technical difficulties.
Sound like you're
On a
talking
plane.
on a plane,
Yeah.
yeah. Special assistance.
You need special assistance right now.
You're
You're gonna have to go a bit higher, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that cue to
Go for a win. We'll hold the fort.
Oh,
Oh no. It's all gone wrong.
It's all gone pizza.
Milo.
Having a short interval. Milo.
Probably needs to go like round the back more, doesn't it?
Wait.
Like where the hold the weight. No, it's not holding
It's
on
the wrong
there.
table really for it.
Yeah.
Showbiz. It wouldn't work on that table, so we switched.
Oh, hello.
It just kept falling over.
Oh, meow. Hello.
How's that?
Yeah, I think we're basically back where we were.
Okay.
We could consider me now.
Oh, sorry, Milo. I just got your... Oh.
Oh, we're back.
This is Milo's segment.
Excuse me. I can't see the phone.
What is it?
Excuse me.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties. Seems like you're all having a joyful time.
Right. I'll be back. I've got to change a couple of 55-gallon drums.
Is that code for having a wee wee?
That
That's what- that's
that
what
makes
you
me
did.
think of like acid drums, like you've got dead bodies or something in
What,
there.
like Ozark?
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
How adorable the puppy wanted to join in. Yeah. We are having technical difficulty.
That's just where your brain goes every time, Seth. There's
Yeah.
some sort of
Death.
murder.
Yeah.
Are you in the mafia?
Let's get comfy.
Do you want a cushion?
No.
Back rub.
I'll swipe.
A what?
I'll swipe.
I can't reach. Got T-Rex arms.
Deadly cure. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Oh, very funny.
Funny is.
What was I going to say? I've lost my mojo now. Not my mojo, my flow. Mojo flow.
Your flojo.
My flojo, yeah. Oh, poo.
Where were we at?
This jacket's so big.
It is.
I've got my
You're not
booster
boiling
jab
hot?
today and it
No, nice and warm.
really hurts.
I had to stand outside earlier, it was so hot.
I'm going to Spain tomorrow.
Spaniel.
España. We've been on half an hour already.
Have we? No, we did have a good deep discussion about it though, didn't we? And like, I mean,
I think, but going off one documentary, I don't know if there's much more we can say. Is there anything anyone knows about the case that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah.
Because this is all Lisa and I have seen of it. So
Yeah. But yeah, the one that I watched, there's 2 parts, and they get like proper like experts in to like look over the case meticulously.
Right.
and what conclusion did they come to? Do you remember?
That Burke had something to do with it.
Right. This
But
is
they
why,
can't prove it.
and this is why it's a shame we've not seen
I
the
know.
stuff about Burke, because we can only judge on that one thing that we sit with, that we've seen.
Yeah. My bad. The other ones would have taken us longer to watch. So.
Oh, hold on. So I've just on Rolling Stone magazine's website. They've got an article about it, and it says about the pineapple scenario that you said, and they found that fruit in her stomach during the autopsy, and that when she took it, it led him to strike her with the flashlight out of anger.
Yeah.
Apparently, there are wounds on her back, previously assumed to have come from an encounter with a stun gun. They're also consistent with the edges of one of his toy train tracks,
Yeah.
which Spitz suggested may have been used by Burke to poke his sister's unconscious body for a response. I mean, that's speculation, isn't it? But
Yeah.
still.
So what? So basically, he used train tracks and made
poke-
those holes.
No, on her back. They're saying to poke her to see if she was alive. That's what they're saying.
Because she had that like burn hole. On
Yeah,
her
that
face.
did look like say so
and
much.
on her ear, like it had been touched on her ear and on her neck.
Yeah, well, they tasers like 2 marks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hi,
Burke's filed a
blissfully.
lawsuit against CBS.
Blissfully Lala.
Hello, Lala.
Just popping in between her weekend grind to say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Andy says it's been several years since he's seen the documentary.
Well, the same. But the best one is the one that I mentioned, the one that's in 2 parts. And then you watch
You
that.
said that's like 4 hours long though, isn't it?
I might be wrong. I don't know.
You might have made that up.
I might have made it up. Might have lied. And
Might have.
and then to watch the interview with Burke afterwards. Because there's even footage of them talking to Burke at the time, I think, with the cops as a child. You know, like questioning him and stuff. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, I wish we'd have known more about that, to be fair, because then that would have given us a lot more information to to make a decision, to decide what we thought. Is that her? Is it? That doesn't look anything like her.
Who?
The mum.
No.
Right, I was gonna say.
This is another suspect, the housekeeper. I was just reading about it.
Oh, they never mentioned the housekeeper in that.
No, well, apparently she was struggling for money and had asked the family for a lot of money, and they said no. So during the investigation, the police asked her to write the number, what was it, 18,000?
118,000.
Down on a piece of paper, and took her fingerprints.
Oh yeah.
Haven't got to the end of this yet. The reports said they thought she had multiple personalities.
The housekeeper.
She'd be in a good mood, then she'd be cranky. She got into arguments with JonBenet about wearing a dress or about a friend coming over.
Interesting.
Yeah, that rings a bell now.
What a weird phrase.
So now they're saying the theory about the housekeeper suggested that the housekeeper led a trusting JonBenet down into the basement that night in an attempt to trick her employers into leaving money for her ransom. It's possible that she could have seen John Ramsey's pay stub for $180,000 as a holiday bonus and chosen that as her demand.
Oh, this sounds a lot more logical.
Familiar with the home and the family schedule,
'Cause
she's
there was
a
no
convenient
signs
suspect
of
with
break-in.
no alibi.
No
Yeah,
signs of breaking, and she probably had a kid.
That's what they said because her husband was a handyman who had a key to the house.
But what about all the nasty stuff that...
Why wouldn't they talk about that in this?
Well, maybe that's why they didn't, because there's too many other factors. Like, yes, she had a motive for the money and access to the house, but there's so many suspects that's the weird thing about it, isn't there? There's so many suspects, and everyone's got like 5 or 6 like yes, but then there's too many things that don't make sense.
Yeah,
Like
nothing
I said,
adds up.
What are the chances of multiple traumas happening to this girl in one night by different people that had nothing to do with each other? It's too unlikely, isn't it? it'd be too weird for like the housekeeper to do that, the assault to happen.
Because what
The
gets
brother
me
to
is
hit
the
her.
sexual assault, because that would have been
That's the
Yeah,
word.
over
isn't
the
it?
line.
It's hard to place that one, isn't it?
It's one thing whacking someone over the head out of anger and garrotting them, but then to go and sexually assault them, a
And
6-year-old,
with a paintbrush as well, a broken
Yeah.
paintbrush.
that's the bit
It's
that
bizarre.
doesn't compute, really.
Andy says, interesting, if the housekeeper had multiple personalities, she could be possible. Hadn't thought of that way back then.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got multiple personalities and anything goes then, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically. Need more water.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the assault that's the like, what's the word I'm looking for? The thing that doesn't make sense, basically.
Yeah, lots of people have said that.
Yeah.
Lala. I always thought the brother and the family protected him by covering for him, basically.
That's
That's pretty much what everyone is saying.
I think you just have to maybe accept that the parents were willing to go that extra mile and do the things that they did. Even though it's unbelievable for us, doesn't mean that they weren't capable of doing it.
But then maybe if the brother was mentally unstable, he did all of the things.
Or maybe they thought if they did something like that, it would take the heat off it being a child. That, oh, he'd never do that. It must be a sex offender. Or,
right,
you know what I mean? Maybe, did they know there were sex offenders in the area? I mean, isn't there a rule that people have to know? But did they know? I don't know.
I'm just trying to think, like, for a 9-year-old to know to do something like that.
Because kids are, like, generally fascinated with their own genitals, aren't they?
Yes.
So maybe he might have done it, but not realised really that what he was doing.
So it wasn't sexual.
It wasn't sexual. Maybe it was just like,
He just
I'm going to
stuck a
hurt you where it
paintbrush.
hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, not thinking what, you know, obviously not aware of the bigger scale of it all.
Yeah.
Don't know. Because even like little boys know if they get punched in the balls, it hurts. So
Yeah.
it could have been something as, you know,
Lala
It's not
says
innocent,
she
but
thought
innocent
the
as
brother
that.
had mental issues, question mark.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he did.
Well, they didn't show that on the documentary that we just watched,
No.
so it's hard for us to comment
Yeah.
on the brother
And then they also
because we didn't
talked
see
about
anything
the
about
school
him.
teacher who confessed, didn't they? But
Yeah, but in cases like this, especially famous cases that are all over the media, you
Yeah.
always get those lunatics that call
Yeah.
in and say, I did it,
yeah,
just to get some attention.
and he
Such
said
a
that
weird
he
way
was,
of getting attention,
right,
isn't it?
that he apparently described the assault on her in graphic detail, and had talked about how he was obsessed with her. But if she was on TV and in pageants and things like that, that could have been where that obsession came from.
Yeah.
Prior to the
Yeah, because you're probably a
Case.
paedophile.
clearly.
Mm.
Yeah.
But nothing went further with him though, did it?
No, they obviously didn't have enough evidence. They just had his word for it, and that wasn't enough, obviously.
Oh, Sudoku.
That's mine. I love Sudoku.
I do as well.
What's occurring now?
Because
You've hardly done
Sarah,
any.
your yawning
I know.
made me do it as well, Andy said.
Ooh!
What?
Who did that? $9.
oh, is that a
Someone's
Nightmare Files?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, someone's bought a sticker.
Ah, cute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nightmare Files.
Thanks, say thanks, I know. So that's €8.79. So in pounds, that would be about £7. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I think the brother is the general.
Everyone
theory,
seems
isn't it?
to think the brother, yeah.
Seems the most plausible.
I might have to go away and see what the brother's like.
Yeah.
You know, watch the other documentary so we can see more about the brother.
It's more, yeah, it's a lot more interesting.
You smell like candy floss.
Oh,
That's nice.
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing.
No.
You were looking at me
have
like
you got
I
some?
smell like shit.
No, I was like, you smell like candy floss.
I'll read Lala's comment.
I had a friend back in grade 3 whose 8-year-old brother was caught touching her. He said he was curious why she was different.
See, at that age, that's when your
just
curiosity
kid-
is at its
yeah.
height.
That's a total kid kind of thing to do, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, kids are obsessed with like body parts and stuff.
Yeah,
aren't they?
just finding out like what's what, basically.
Yeah. And I guess to a child, like, lashing out is lashing out. They don't mean it to be sexual.
Yeah. And especially if he's got a mental condition as well. So.
Yeah, definitely plausible that the family could have tried to cover it up. What was interesting to me was that at the end of the phone call to the paramedics, well, the 911 call, that the person who answered the phone said she heard them say
that they hadn't hung
I've
up.
called the police now what?
Yeah.
And like, what's next in the plan? But then you would say that regardless, wouldn't you?
You
You're like, what do I do now? Like, I've called the police, now what? Like,
Depends how she said it though.
yeah.
Did she say it quite monotone, or was it
maybe.
panicked? Or
Yeah, because we never actually heard. Did we hear it? I can't remember if we
I
heard
think
it
we
now.
did very briefly, quietly. It wasn't analysed really, was it?
No.
They were more trying to determine if there was a third voice, i.e. Burke. But even the audio analyst said there wasn't enough evidence to prove it was a voice. It could have just been shuffling.
Yeah.
So.
Shuffling.
But it would be unlikely that in her hysterical state that Burke hadn't have woken, wondering what was going on and going downstairs. That would be quite normal, surely. Do you know what I mean? Like when she's on the phone when she's called 911, she's on the phone, she's hysterical. That's not quiet, is it? So that would wake up surely the whole house, including Burke. So it would have been more normal for him to have been a voice in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know
wondering what
though,
was going
because
on.
I don't know because Louis slept through. You remember Mike and Louis at the pub when the alarm went off?
Oh yeah, true.
They
true.
slept through that, and that was deafening.
Yeah.
Nightmare Files says no props.
Yeah, I've already blown kisses and said thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But then also, what I thought also was weird was that they made the call at 6:55, and there was an officer with them in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's weird too, don't you
Yeah,
think?
3 minutes, because that's what those girls said. That was quick.
Yeah, too quick.
Yeah, but what does that
unless somebody
imply,
was
though?
round the corner, though, you know, you never know, do you? You can't. I don't think you can read.
No, but it's just weird.
Because a cop could have literally been driving around.
Patrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then what if here's a wild one? What if there was a copper involved? If he was like in on it, and it was he was there on the scene covering things up,
Yeah.
and he was a
Ruining the
friend of
crime
theirs,
scene.
and they'd said, "What do we do?" And he said, "I'll help you. Call 911, and I'll come and I'll help you clean the scene, or, you know, you have to call it in, but I'll be the first there." I mean, this is just I'm throwing out wild theories with no proof, but you know.
That is a wild theory.
That's
But
what
you
we're here
don't
for.
know.
Well, nobody knows. That's
No.
the problem. No one was ever convicted.
Never will be.
No, not now. Anyway, they can't. You can't, can you?
That's
After
the
20
statute
years.
of limitations, isn't
Yeah.
it? Mm.
Although it's not quite. It was 1996.
Yeah.
So it's not quite 20 years.
Oh no, you
Is
can
that correct?
you can still convict someone after that many years, as long as you've got evidence or you've got enough to
It's
take
not
to a
quite
grand
30
jury.
years.
What's going on?
She
Oh,
can't
God.
work out how many years ago
Oh my
1996
God.
was. She says not quite 20 years. I'm like, that's not correct maths.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's 26
Yeah.
years ago.
Holy shit.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because otherwise you'll think of 2016 would be 20 years later.
We were. How old were we in 1996?
I was 3.
I was 13.
I was. Yeah, we were 13.
I was 3.
Oh. We left high school in 19. I left high school in 1999.
I left in 2000.
Murder in the US has no statute of limitations. Yeah.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, because there's that show called Cold Justice on CBS where they
Right.
open really old cases.
Oh, and you can still get.
Yeah.
Oh.
So long as the DA think you've got enough for a case, they'll take
Right.
it to the grand jury.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Lala, for stopping in.
How's she going?
Yeah, she got to go back to work. Get
Bye,
back on the
Lala.
grind.
Get back to the grind.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for dropping by. Bye.
Andy says, what if the cop was friends with, say, the housekeeper? There's reason for cover-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, also interesting because going back to the housekeeper, but if that was me, she would have probably been like prime suspect.
Yeah, she's asked for money already, and then this ransom appears.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she could have said, I've done something bad. And he said, I'll wait round the corner, and when they call in, I'll come.
Yeah.
Like, whoever, if the police were in on it.
The theories are endless, though, aren't they? I mean,
You could go
forever.
on. Exactly, you could go on forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go away and see this other documentary with Burke because
I'll send them to you.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it because
It'll give you more of an insight.
yeah.
Oh, and while I'm away, you can carry on watching. Oh, sorry, this is completely unrelated to what we're talking about. I'm talking about when I'm away in Spain. You can carry on watching Ozark.
No, we're gonna wait.
You gonna wait?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. We'll have a week off.
Watch it all together.
All right then.
We got loads of
Is
stuff
anyone
to
else
watch.
watching
Yeah, has
Ozark?
anyone else watched Ozark? I started it back when it came out a few years ago.
We're
And I
only
got
on
to-
season 3 though, so no spoilers.
Yeah. Andy says in the USA there's no timeline for
Yeah.
searching for the killer.
So what is it in the
Right,
UK
I
then?
thought that our-
I don't know. I just know the phrase statute of limitations. That's it. I don't know what it applies to. I'm not in the police.
I'm not the police.
I don't know what. Yeah, if there's certain crimes that it applies to and certain type of crimes that it doesn't. I don't know.
I think it's the same in the UK as well.
I don't know. Let's Google it.
Google it.
Google will know. Obviously, Google knows the right
Ozark
answer.
series is really good thus far. How far are you, Andy?
Yeah, we're season 3.
Well, how about halfway through?
Halfway through season 3.
yeah.
I need to sneeze, but it's not going to happen.
Look at the light.
No, it's too late.
This one.
Don't go to the light.
It's
Just
fine.
look at the light.
Like a moth. I'm not being weird, by the way. I'm like looking at the phone all the time. I'm looking at Becky and Lisa. I'm talking to the people.
I was just thinking you're being weird.
I'm just constantly staring at
There's
them.
no limits. Christina says there's no limits on murder in Canada either.
I don't know
Perhaps
that there
with
is
the
in the
last
UK.
season.
Oh, and like many countries, the United Kingdom has no statute of limitations for any criminal offence. Oh.
So which
Right.
countries
Who
do
does?
then? Why does that exist? That's not saying. I can't talk anymore. It's nearly midnight. We'll do another 10 minutes and then we'll go. I'm waiting for part 2 of the last season. Yeah, they did the last season in 2 parts, didn't they?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
I hate
you
when they
said
do that, and then
didn't
you're like
you?
in
Said
suspenders
that.
for the whole 6 months waiting.
Yeah.
You're in suspenders.
Yeah, I don't even like wearing suspenders.
I've never worn
Let alone
suspenders.
for 6 months.
Deadly Cures just finished Ozark season 4, and they're not bringing out season 5 either.
So
That's
let's
it.
hope it's not on a cliffhanger.
That's the end, Deadly Cure. You've said it all.
Yeah, I can't even find a list of which countries do. Well, it's not the UK. Apparently, it's not the US or Canada either. So that's good.
Let's-
Well, I don't think there should be for murder.
Well, no.
No, if at any point that they find out,
Maybe
they
it's
work
just
it
for
out.
Speeding ticket, yeah.
Yeah.
Murder, no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if someone rang you up and said, you need to pay a fine from 30 years ago? Well, that'd probably be like £3.50 or something if it was in old money, wouldn't it?
How old are you? In old money?
You know, like from
Threepence.
from the
I'll go
70s,
find, go and find me quarters or something.
a penny farthing.
Well, it used to be D, didn't it? 3D, 2D.
Did it?
Yeah. Old money.
Andy said there was a 30-year-old crime in Florida and they caught the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Wait.
You'd just think that they wouldn't. I guess they can bring the case back out, can't they? But
yeah, if new
I would
evidence comes to
imagine.
light.
Yeah, exactly. I would imagine that it doesn't happen unless some new piece of evidence.
Especially
comes
now that
around.
we've got DNA testing.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine if the technology advances.
Yeah.
If there's things that stumped people before, they could be like, oh, this
But
will
then-
help us with that case.
Yeah, definitely.
Reopen it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because to be fair, even when we've watched episodes of like Elementary, they'll open like a cold case from the 1800s and figure it out, won't they? Because they wouldn't have had anywhere near the technology, obviously, back then. And
Or Sherlock Holmes.
Or Sherlock Holmes.
No.
Well, when's he from?
What's it called, Andy? Because I've seen. Yeah. What's it called?
What?
I think it's on
Andy
my
says,
list.
Sarah, there's a Korean zombie movie on Netflix if you haven't seen
Oh, you
it.
were talking about this the other day, weren't you?
I don't
Oh,
know.
no, Luke was.
Luke was, I think.
Oh, is that what he was talking about?
He said it was really good. I mean, I don't like zombies, but...
Becky doesn't do horror.
No, but I especially don't like zombies. I think all the zombie films are the same.
Christina says
Sorry if you like zombie films.
they're starting to use DNA from crimes and matching it to those ancestries. And the others is pretty cool. They caught a serial killer recently like that. That is quite cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like matching it to the
To their ancestors.
to the ancestors.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You can't get away with anything these days.
You think everyone dies?
Is it called All of Us Are Dead? I think that's genuinely what it's
That's-
called.
Yeah, he
Everyone
said, I
dies.
think everyone dies.
Yeah.
But it's called All of Us
Yeah.
Are Dead.
Oh.
I've got that one saved. I watched 47 Meters Down last night. You two have seen it already, haven't you? The shark one, when they're in Mexico and the two girls in the shark cage.
Did we watch that one because you wanted to watch? Or did we watch
No, we watched the one with Blake Lively
where she's stuck out on the rock?
on the...
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that called? Because I...
Is she stuck out on some sort of
Yeah,
rock?
I think so. And then she
And
goes,
the
she swims
shark-
to the boy, I think, and...
Is it called Surf or something like that? Because I
can't
got that
remember.
one saved as well. I
That's
wanted to
quite
watch
good.
that. Yes, that's it. So you haven't seen 47 Meters Down?
No, I don't think so.
It's good.
The Shallows is the Blake Lively
That
one.
was it, yeah. The shallow.
Right.
Surf.
47 meters.
I got that right, didn't I?
Andy says 47 Meters Down with Mandy Moore was really good.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
Mandy Moore.
Who's Mandy Moore?
She's the voice in Tangled. But she's
so
also
you don't,
in Because
you don't
I
like
Said
her,
So.
you like her voice. Oh, which one?
The main person.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah.
I like her, yeah.
But it's not a horror film, so Sarah probably doesn't know what that is.
Tangled.
No, Because I Said So.
It's Disney.
You know Tangled though, yeah?
Yeah.
The Disney film.
I don't know, what was it? Because I said so.
Because I Said So. Diane Keaton, Mandy Moore, the woman from Gossip Girl.
I know Diane Keaton. That's all I know so far. That
Not Gossip Girl.
What's the guy?
Gilmore Girls.
Who's the guy?
Right, the guy from Suits? No, Sarah Wayne's in it.
Oh no, Suits is a good show.
The Harvey Specter.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Piper Perabo, the girl from Coyote Ugly. She's in it as well.
Christina K. Chin's hair.
Have a good evening, ladies. I'm off to the pot shop.
What's the pot shop?
Pot as in
Weed.
marijuana, or
Or flower
do you
pots.
need
pots.
new
Or
new
flower pots.
saucepans?
And Andy, I started watching 47 Meters Uncaged last night, and I need to start again because I wasn't concentrating.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen that.
No, I don't.
I
think
did
we've seen
do
that.
a VR though when I was in a shark cage, and it was animated, and I was actually stood on carpet, and I still was shitting myself. So I was like I was closing my eyes and turning around because I was like but it was just VR.
Weed.
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 Enjoy.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I did any of that.
Got some weeds in the garden. You can pull them if you like.
Dry them out and smoke them.
If you want a bit of
Don't think
dandelion.
they'll get you high, will they?
Bit of dog wee. What else have we watched? Oh, me and Lisa watched Wrong Turn. I've mentioned this one already. Becky's not seen it though. The Wrong Turn, you remember that, Lisa?
Yeah, that was good.
The new one. Obviously,
Yeah,
not the old
the
one.
one with the kids hiking.
Yeah.
No, we made you watch The Invisible Man though, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
That was
You
good.
made me watch it.
Well, I put it on knowing you wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
She
and
said I
it.
made you watch it.
It's all good. Just kicked a glass of water, but it's all good.
Oh, I thought somebody farted.
No, I just kicked it, but it just
I
slid.
was like, we're live, guys.
How am I
Can't
feeling?
fart.
I'm feeling
I
okay.
just
Very
need to move my
tired.
leg a second because it's
Dead.
out. Sorry.
It's alright.
You've got a foot on you now, sorry.
It's okay.
You don't
I'm,
mind, you've got two
no,
feet
I
on
don't-
you.
It is clean.
I've just got 2 feet right here.
This is where everyone's like, I hate feet, and they turn it off.
Yeah. I'm feeling okay. I'm alright. I'm tired. We're all tired. My arm hurts from my
I'm in
booster
the
jab.
Got to drive to the airport tomorrow, haven't we?
Which arm did you have it in?
This one.
Oh, sorry.
I know, it
The one
did
I'm
hurt
leaning
just
on.
then. It's alright. No, it's alright now.
Are you sure? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Which arm did you have?
How are you feeling, Andy?
He says you all were a joy to chat with
Aw,
tonight.
thank you.
You too, Andy.
Nice to meet you all.
Andy's a regular. He comes on all the time.
Nice. Oh, well, you're
And where's
hired.
Shannon and Brandy and all the others?
Busy tonight.
Lynn LeBlanc.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder, is there any other stories that, like unsolved cases or true crime things they want that everyone likes that they want us to chat about next time?
Oh yeah. Who should we? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. It is supposed to be shed talk,
Oh yeah.
i.e., in the shed, but it's pissing down
And
out
freezing.
there. It's freezing. It's
The shed has holes.
the shed has
And
holes.
spiders.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, this all would have made for a really atmospheric chat. Shed talks would have looked cracking, but we'd have all been cold and wet.
yeah.
So maybe we can superimpose a shed. I'll be the shed. There we go. Shed talks. No? Okay. Well, let's do it in front of a green screen next time.
Yeah.
Jay Beach says the newest Wrong Turn wasn't bad. It was different than what the rest of the films became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had that twist at the end.
Oh yeah, totally. Because the other.
Well, halfway
The original Wrong Turns were just literally about those ogres in, like, well, not ogres, but whatever
through.
they were.
Shrek.
I don't know what they were.
Shrek in a bearskin.
But they were.
You don't know what we're
messed up.
talking about.
Shrek in a bearskin.
Because Lisa called them ogres. They weren't. They were human beings, but they
Oh.
were like from a cult thing.
Alright.
It's tipping it down here in Bristol too. Oh man,
Brizzle's in Bristol.
Bristol.
Bristol. I like Bristol.
I like. Bristol.
So there got a little stuck going on. I've been out in Bristol. It's a good night out.
You went to Hooters.
I did go to Hooters in Bristol. I
I've
only
never been.
popped in for a picture with the ladies.
I've driven through it, but I've never been. Deadly Cure. Have you been to Hooters in Bristol?
I was like, yeah, I'm in there now.
Yeah.
I'm watching your stream from Hooters.
There's nothing else better to look at. I've really enjoyed your recent list of stories you put out, Sarah. Thank you. Do you have Paramount Plus? No.
Don't even know. Where's Andy from?
Oh, Andy, I can't remember where you're from. I feel really bad now. Once with
Once
work.
with work.
Yeah.
Work. It was a work night.
You look like Boris Johnson
Who?
saying, "Oh, it's a work."
Me?
It was,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a work, dude.
Oh,
There was cake.
not political.
Oh,
Oh.
Bounce it again.
yeah.
My nose is staring at us.
What are you
Oh, it's
gonna
from Florida.
do? That was it. Sorry.
So I guess that's a US streaming service then. But
Well, Paramount. I'm
Paramount
assuming it's like
must be.
Paramount Studios.
Paramount.
Paramount. Paramount.
My dad lived in Florida for a short amount of time.
Oh yeah,
And I was in
North Carolina.
North or
North
South
Carolina.
Carolina, I can't remember which one. North Carolina.
Myrtle Beach,
Myrtle Beach.
wherever
North,
that is.
North Carolina, I think.
Is there beaches in North Carolina?
Yeah. It's quite close to the edge.
Of the
World.
It's up to the edge where the sea hits.
The coast.
Yeah.
The edge where the sea sits.
Yeah.
But he was in Connecticut, but it was way too cold, so they don't like the cold.
So they moved to where the crocodiles are instead.
Yeah, literally on a golf course.
You've not ever been over there, have you?
Yeah, once.
Oh yeah.
When I was like 11.
Oh yeah, I remember actually now you saying. Look up Danny Rowling murder, unfortunately the lady who wanted write a book. Look up Danny Rowling murder. Unfortunately the lady who wanted. I don't understand, Andy.
I think there might be a typo maybe.
Right, we've been on for an hour.
Halfway. Bedtime.
Have you enjoyed yourselves?
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Us or them?
Oh.
You?
Oh yeah, me. Us.
Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. So, if anybody's watching this now, after the fact, like, subscribe.
I wish we could have solved
Right.
it, but obviously we haven't got enough training.
Like about
Do you really expect that we were going to solve it tonight, here, right now?
What if we did? We could have been like Only Murders in the Building, get our podcast going, get all the
Solve
theories.
murders.
Yeah, go around with a magnifying glass and
And a pipe.
What? Because that's what cops do.
no, podcasters, not cops. You know, investigators.
But who actually carries a magnifying glass around with them to look at what? Ants.
I don't know who that's one. I can't think of anyone. Who has a magnifying glass? There's a famous character. isn't
Blind.
there?
Yes, cartoon characters.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes has a magnifying glass.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he
Does
does.
he?
Yeah.
And a meerschaum pipe. The lady who wanted write book on him. My best friend knew her. She's horrible woman. Who? Danny Roll. Who's Danny Rowling?
They see me rolling.
They hate him.
Sherlock Holmes. Andy says, yeah, Sherlock Holmes has a pipe. Magnifying glass.
Thank you. I knew someone did.
For some reason, then Inspector Gadget made me think he had a.
Oh, he did. He had
He's
one
Inspector.
like a one that
Mechanical
came
one.
out on a.
Inspector Gadget.
Danny Rowling, known as the Gainesville Ripper, was an American serial killer who murdered 5 students in Gainesville, Florida, over 4 days in late August 1990.
He looks messed up.
The Gainsborough. That wasn't that
Gainesville.
what? Gainesville. That's what Scream.
Have a good one, Deadly Cure.
Yeah, it does say
The Scream.
inspired Scream.
The Scream movies were based on that. Yeah, I watched that the other night. Not Scream. The Gainesville. Got a dip. Have a good night. You too. You're off
Have
to
a good
Hooters.
night.
Bella.
Danny Rowling was the killer who killed a bunch of students. Okay, got you. Yeah, and I only watched it the other night, and I couldn't remember his name. All right, we're gonna have to go now because we've got a long drive to the airport tomorrow. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you Lisa and Becky for being here. We've had a lot of fun.
No probs.
We're going to bed. It's midnight. It's gone midnight now. And we're
It's now
pooped.
tomorrow.
It's now Sunday.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Probably won't.
No, probably won't. It's Britain, isn't it? All right.